Today in the mail I received this Eachine FPV 200 set. It is a 5.8 gigahertz transmitter with a camera and power connector all in one, and has a field of view of 110, and I think that means 2.8 or 2.1 millimeter lens. I'm not really sure, I can't remember. But anyway, let's see what it has. Has a manual here, an Eachine manual, and this is, like I said, it's 32 channel. Yeah, and there's the channels that are supported. Let's see. Comes with the, let's look at this first. This is the video transmitter, LT200. It's 32 channel, 200 milliwatts. And there's where the power connector plugs in, and the video out and the power out to the camera. Let's see. Also has the camera here, and this camera is PAL or NTSC compatible. There's a little switch on the back. Yeah, right there it is. Whoa. You can switch it from PAL over to NTSC just by flipping the switch. So that's good. And let's see what else is in the box here. Has a rubber ducky antenna, which would probably be better replaced with a cloverleaf. And here's the power cable. Power cable plugs into your 3S battery, and then the power goes into the I believe the video transmitter. Yeah, it plugs into the video transmitter, and then this other cable comes off the video transmitter over to power the camera on the front of your quadcopter. Anyway, here's my FPV 250 quadcopter. I bought this a long time ago. It was one of my first ones I started flying with, and I recently just added my D4R2 receiver back in here just so I could fly it again. But I thought I'd really like to have this as an FPV system for my friends to use, or at least to try out. That way if they crash, I'm not out too much money. So that's why I picked up this kit from Banggood. It was like $25, and I'm going to try to put this into the FPV 250 here in a minute. Well, here's a Sony camera. This is a PZ whatever it's called. It's a Sony one. And here's the camera that came in the kit, and they are the same size. So if your Sony camera fits, this camera that's part of this kit will also fit, and it should be fine. Here I got my scale turned on. I'm going to go ahead and weigh this Sony camera with the lens cap on it. It's coming in at 14.6 grams, and if I weigh this one that came in the kit, it comes in about 11 grams, 11.2 grams. Alright, so here's the whole thing sitting on the scale. Comes in about 32.4 grams. And that's the camera, the ducky, rubber duck antenna, and the power cable. So here's the power cable, and I have the 3S battery here I'm going to plug into it. It connects to the video transmitter, and the video transmitter has wires that goes over and connects to the camera. And I got my FatShark HD goggles here, so we'll see if this actually works. I got to plug in, I'm going to plug my goggles in. And the directions say you need to, you can kind of see it here, talks about long pressing the button on the right to change your frequency over here, and then short pressing it to change your channels. Well, I usually fly on 5780, which is channel 3 on the FatSharks. So they're talking, the little button it's talking about is actually here on the video transmitter. It's right here, and you can kind of hear it click. So we'll give this a shot and we'll see what happens. Let's get this plugged in. And the LED lights came on. That's a good signal. It's a good sign that it's actually working. It has little LED indicators down here. It looks like it's on, it tells you the channel and frequency it's on right here. So it's on B, so let's hold this down. There, it changed to E. Long press changes to F. I'll move this over to 3. There we go. Alright, that's on channel 3. Let's see what the camera, see if the goggles see anything. Oh yeah, I got a very good picture. Let's see if you can see any of this, if you have any chance of seeing this at all. And not really. Sorry that I don't really have an external video screen to hook this up to right now. But it is working very well. So here it is. I have the camera attached up here to the front. The wire comes up here, it's attached, it's zip tied here, it comes back, comes around, loops back, and then goes back on down to the, there we go, to the video transmitter back here. And it's a pretty good look, it's nice and clean up there. And also I just love how this video transmitter is small enough that it can just sit here horizontally and not take up much space inside inside the frame, and I don't have to worry about how I'm going to mount it because it's just mounted directly to this top plate. Now there's a little propeller spacer inside there that I put in there because this plate wasn't tight enough for this thing to get down tight onto the transmitter, so I had to drill it out a little bit bigger to make it fit over the antenna connector there, but it did, and it got on pretty tight, and this thing is in here real tight. Now I'm going to start off trying this with the rubber duck antenna, and I also have a spiral antenna, looks like this, and I'll try it next, and we'll see if it makes much of a difference. The power is connected to the FPV system here and to the quadcopter here, and then my goggles, I'm getting a good clear image. We'll go ahead and try this out and see how it works. For this next part, I've replaced the rubber duck antenna with this cloverleaf, and we'll see how this flies and if the video signal looks any different. Overall, I really didn't notice too big of a difference out here between the cloverleaf and the rubber duck antenna. But I did do some additional flying inside my neighborhood, up and down my sidewalks, and this gets so much interference. And this one stayed pretty consistent the whole time. Out here at Airplane Circle, there's pretty much like nothing out here, and so it's not surprising that, you know, either antenna works well out here, which is good if you're flying outdoors. But if you're flying around any obstacles, definitely replace this. It will work fine for, you know, a while until you get to where you want to go a little further, then get one of these spiral nets. Overall, I really like this camera. I think it's a great camera, especially when you're talking $25. Usually your Sony cameras are going to run you, you know, $35, $40 plus some shipping. This comes with the camera and the video transmitter, and even the video transmitter, being so small, just mounts right up to the top part of my frame without having to worry about tape or coming loose. And it's also here, it has plenty of airflow flying past it too, because it did get a little bit warm when I was doing some testing. It's not very warm now. In fact, it's a little bit warm. It's a little bit warm now, but not bad. But being up here, it has plenty of airflow going past it, and it works great. The only thing I would suggest is, like, here's the power wire here, and it's a little bit long, so I'll probably end up trimming this down some, just because I don't want to have it get caught in the propellers. Or maybe I'll even think about if there's a way I can just wire it, cut these wires, just wire it straight up to the power distribution board. Anyway, if you have any questions about this camera, leave it for me in the comments, and I'll try to answer you. Also, I got some links for this camera in the description, and as always, thanks for watching.